All right, I got a question about the defensive end position and kind of how that room is going to shake out.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
by mid-season, Darien Mayo will be getting more snaps than Jaheim Lawson.
Mm. Ooh. Ooh.
And I guess by proxy, that also includes like Zaire Patterson as well. Um,
Huh. I don't know. I'm gonna go sell, I think, just because I've heard so much good about Jaheim Lawson this offseason. You've seen what he's done with his body over the summer, um, but not by a large margin because I I think like you, I do believe Darren Mayo is going to work himself into this room in pretty short order when it comes to the rotation. I think he's going to get on the field this season pretty often. But I will go with Jaheim Lawson there, and I will sell on that one.
I asked because Jaheim Lawson is a guy. I specifically picked Jaheim Lawson because he's a guy that has definitely been more of a pass rush specialist than everybody else in the room,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and kind of getting him up to one of the goals of this offseason was getting him up to where he can be a viable option in terms of playing the run and in certain packages. And Darien Mayo is the prototype of what Clemson has been looking for in recent cycles with the defensive end position, trying to beef up, be bigger. Um, so I was interested to hear your take on that. But
Yeah.
I'm sell as well for now because I think there's enough there's enough snaps there for Jaheim Lawson to work, especially on third downs.
Yeah,
You
for
can
sure.
kind of just
Even
let
if he
him
is,
at times.
yeah, even if Jaheim Lawson is just used as a pass rush specialist this year. But I just like the work that he's done this offseason with getting his body in a better spot where, he can compete on some other downs other than just being thought of as a pass rush guy.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, imagine especially like on especially if you want to drop like 8 in coverage or something like that. Imagine like a 3-man front with
yeah,
the 3 defensive end kind of front with Peter Woods and T.J. Parker, and then Shaq Lawson just getting after the quarterback. That could be a lot of fun.
yeah, that could
Um,
be, that could be, yeah, that could be crazy.
or
Uh,
AJ Hoffler, throw him in
or
there as
AJ
well.
Hoffler, yeah,
Yeah.
throw AJ Hoffler in there. There's a lot. I think it's pretty interesting. The makeup of this defensive line group and some of the things that they may be able to do with moving guys around. And you've heard even Wes Goodwin talk about how guys are going to move around and be in different spots this year and how they're gonna mess with things. So you could see some odd formations up fronts for the Tigers playing with 3-man fronts and different things like that to get pressure on the quarterback and kind of do some different looks for the offense. So I think that's obviously something that's on the table, and you have the unique body types in that room that can really make that a lot more of a reality than you could if you didn't have guys like a 6'7" Darian Mayo or guys like that in the room.
John asked about Zaire Patterson earlier in the show. He said, "Have I missed it, or has any coach or player mentioned Zaire by name? He seems way back in the shadows still." Yeah, other than an offhand comment from Dabo about Zaire having his best offseason of his career, no. I mean,
Nothing.
and I would hope he had his best offseason. He's a senior. I mean, but best offseason just means best offseason relative to the off seasons he's had in the past. So, I mean, what does that really mean?
Right.
Um, yeah, I'm just I've kind of it is what it is. It's a really weird situation because he's a guy that you would just have penciled in to be like, okay, well, he's going to leave and transfer at some point, but he's still here. So you wonder kind of what the plan is for him and what his plans are, because or is he just fine where he is and just being on the team and
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's something that only he knows. So, but yeah, until something happens, I've just kind of he's going to be in the back burner, a depth piece, but nothing more. And I don't even expect him to be a major factor in the rotation because I think you have guys in that room that have showed more to this point, and show a lot more promise. And you're better off just playing the younger guys. You mentioned AJ Hoffler, Darien Mayo, and then Cade Denhoff even is they came in the same class, but Denhoff has provided a lot more production than Zaire has. So you're just like, well, what do you do? So I mean, unless some catastrophic injuries happen, I don't really expect him to be a major factor this year, which sucks because I think they keep talking about they've talked about for years. I mean, when he came in, how gifted he is, but he just has not put it together and committed to being a great player. So, is what it is. We'll see what happens this year, but I'm not.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, he came in with so much promise, but
top 100 kid.
I haven't seen it, and that's unfortunate.